Hello and welcome to my review of the Razer Onza Tournament Edition. Now, this is an Xbox 360 controller made by Razer, who are known for their competitive gaming peripherals. Now, the first thing you notice is that it's a nice looking black controller with the Razer logo on the right side, right here. And the surface is actually a non-stick rubberized surface, so you can play games for a long time and get sweaty hands like I do, and actually still have a pretty good grip on this. And you can see there's like no sheen on it. It's more of a matte kind of coloring under light. Now, the first thing that Razer adds to this controller is these little knobs under the analog sticks. You see? You can actually turn it, and that'll actually change the resistance of the controller. Now, if you want more resistance, so you have more precise controls, you don't want it to go too fast, so then you miss a shot or something. This will definitely help snipers and people get better headshots. The next thing is the D-pad. What I really didn't like about the old standard Xbox 360 controller is how the D-pad is kind of one giant button, so every time you press up or down, it doesn't register as up or down. It might register as like, oh, it's kind of upright, and you're like, no. But this is actually 4 distinct buttons, so it'll help you switch things in your inventory in games faster, or weapons. So you'll definitely switch to that assault rifle instead of accidentally switching to that pistol that you really didn't want. Now, on the right side here are the action buttons, and they're lit up on this controller so you can play in the dark, and they're hyper response, so they respond faster than a standard Xbox 360 controller, so you'll definitely get those commands down way faster, and you can hear the clicking. The clicking indicates that you press the button, so 2 clicks, 2 presses. Now, that's really useful for a lot of games. It tells you if you definitely pressed the button or not, and it helps you get controls down a lot faster than the original Xbox 360 controller. Now, the next thing are the top bumper buttons. You'll notice that compared to the standard controller, there's actually an extra set of bumper buttons. Now, these bumper buttons up here are actually called multifunction buttons, and they can remap to any other button on the controller. So say I'm playing a game and my B button here is melee, but I don't want to move my thumb off the analog to press B to melee. I just want to do this, press it instead. So you can definitely remap it there. And on the back, it's really simple. You don't have to go through any computer programs or anything. There's a remap right and remap left button on the back. So you hold the remap right button, like I am now, then you press B, and it remaps the B function to this top button too. So now it does the same thing as B. And same goes for the left. Now, if you don't want to use that extra function, you can just leave it at default, and its default function is the same as the right and left bumper. So this would be right bumper, so it doesn't matter which one you press up here. So if you're worried about, oh my god, I'm going to press this button and it's not going to be right bumper, no, if you keep it as default, it's right bumper too. So they really try hard to make sure you don't mess up when you game, because Razer's motto is they really want you to win in competitive gaming. The next thing is the trigger buttons. They're actually a lot more responsive and easier to press down than the standard Xbox 360 controller, so helps you get those shots down faster. This is especially important in games where there are semi-automatic weapons, and that 1 second or half a second it takes to fire that gun determines if you're alive or dead. Definitely gives you an edge in gaming against other people. Now, this controller is wired only. There's actually no wireless function. It's a 15-foot tethered cable, and it's braided, so it resists fraying pretty well, unlike the plastic cords that other controllers use. You can plug this into your 360 controller and sit on your couch at a pretty good distance, so it's still pretty comfortable. Or you can be like me and plug it into your PC and play PC games, because I really love PC games. The only gripe I have about this controller is the location of the start and select buttons. On the standard controller, they're up here next to the Xbox guide button here. So every time I tried to press start, I'm like, where's the start button? but it was actually down here. It's just something that you have to get used to if you play on the standard controller a lot. That's my only real gripe about it. Other than that, it's a great controller, super quick, super responsive, easy to use, and really helps you in a lot of competitive games or even single player games. One of the games I play with this controller is Dark Souls, and that game is so hard, you need all the help you can get. Pressing the speed button half a second faster has saved me so many times. It saved me a lot. So yeah, that's my review of the Razer Onza Tournament Edition. There's a reason why they banned this controller at tournaments. It's just that good, it's just that responsive, and it's really fast. On top of that, it just looks pretty sleek and nice. So yeah, that's my review of the Razer Onza Tournament Edition.